Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chris. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed your day, or about to. Alright, guys, I actually wasn't even going to do a video about this, but I had several people actually asking me about, on my last video, they saw a couple of pyramids on my dashboard on my car and wanted to ask what that was. For a past year and a half, I had a hobby, which was making what's called Orgone Pyramids. Now, since I'm limited to 15 minutes on this video, I won't get into the major details, but it was created basically by a person from the 1950s. His name was Wilhelm Reich, and I will put in the description box his name so you could look it up. But basically, he worked under Sigmund Freud, and he found that if you put organic and inorganic back to back in several layers, it found it actually would create energy and it could actually heal people. And this person, he came from the Eastern Europe. I'm not sure which country, but had several inventions. One of them being he could actually create. He had a machine that could create rain. And as a matter of fact, there was somewhere, I think in Iowa or some other area, where they were going through this major drought, and they actually found out about his inventions, and it's actually a documented newspaper article. You could look it up, where they actually hired him to see if he could make it rain, and he brought his machine, and he said the next day it would rain, and that's exactly what happened. And that day, the CIA was actually, who was following his work for a while, arrested him, threw him in jail, where he died in prison of the age of, I think, around 65 years old, burned all of his information, and basically destroyed all his work. That's what they do to people who actually can invent things that could help humankind. I mean, look what they did with Nikola Tesla. So, like I said, I have limited time, so I wanted to show a couple of the pyramids that I made. They use primarily quartz crystals and lots of other types of healing stones or other types of crystals with metal in them. Now, people will automatically dismiss it, and that's absolutely fine. But if you know anything about crystals, they do emit energy. If you don't believe that, look at the first radios. The first radios, they used to connect copper wires to a quartz crystal because it has energetic properties. This is not magic or voodoo or superstition. It's actually real science. In lasers, they actually shoot a beam off of a quartz crystal. So there's no debating that. If you don't believe it, you're just closed-minded and you're not going to research anyway. So I'm not here for you guys. I was never even thinking about selling these. I was just doing them as a hobby. But I actually would be starting to sell these if anybody was interested in them. So let me show you a couple of them. Some of the smaller ones, and I'll get to the monster ones. All right. This is actually actual copper powder. There's a quartz crystal on top. It's hard to see because it's clear. And on the bottom is what's called mahogany obsidian. Each different stone has a different type of property. Okay, this pyramid has a bunch of several small little quartz crystals. And then there's a metal in between. And that stone right there is called hematite. It actually looks like metal. And I'm just going to go through them quick, so I apologize. And there's different types of stones that I use, different metals. There's a quartz crystal on the top, copper BBs on the middle part, and that is a moonstone. All right. This again, quartz crystal, more copper. Let me see if I can put the light, make it a little bit better. Let's see if that's better. Quartz crystal, and this is what's called wonderstone. All right. This one is actually it's a little bit bigger. This is a quartz crystal. This is actually aluminum powder. And on the bottom, that's called rondolite. These are expensive to make. So these smaller ones range between $14 and $19 I would sell them for, because the resin itself is expensive. It took me a while before I could make these because I had to save up the money for them. This right here, this is a really nice one. This is a quartz crystal that is brass in the middle, and right here, doesn't do it justice, but that's tiger eye. It actually reflects in the light. Alright, this one has a little bit of everything. It's got brass, copper, aluminum, it's got quartz crystals, and you see here, it's got a copper coil that helps to circulate energy. And again, I know some people say it's crazy and everything like that. There are some people who are just closed-minded, and there's nothing I can do about that. And this one's one of my favorite smaller ones. That's got a citrine crystal on top. Sorry, I keep moving it. Brass in the middle. And right there, with a couple of BBs on the side, that is amethyst. This is a very calming type of pyramid. And just to show you guys that there's actual metal in here, here's a magnet. And there you go. So the funny thing is, when you hold these in your hand, like this, you will actually feel the radiation. Well, not radiation, but the power radiating. You'll feel warmth. Alright, this, another little small one. Oh, sorry. A little bit larger quartz crystal on top. Aluminum shavings. And on the bottom, it's called fluorite. Let me show you some of the bigger ones. These range anywhere between 75 and about 600. But this is one of my favorites. As you can see, there is a much bigger quartz crystal, and it's wrapped in copper. And on the bottom, you see, and I even make those coils, the copper coils. I love this one. That's my favorite. All right. This one is another one of my favorites. The only problem is, this was when I was first trying to make them. There's a little bit of a lip that goes around of extra resin, but I mean, that doesn't affect what it does. But as you can see, it's got the quartz crystal, it's got copper. These are lapis lazuli stones all the way around, and aluminum on the bottom. So as they get bigger, there's more layers. Alright. This one I love. It's kind of got like a space feel to it. And I designed these all myself. As you can see, they get bigger. Quartz crystal on top. That's actual copper. Those are copper shavings with all tiger's eye and copper rounds. More of a design kind of thing. And this stone, I forget the name of it, but the picture will not do it justice because it changes color with the light. It almost has a gold and pink and the light blue kind of shape to it, color to it. Alright, here's another one. This is another one of my favorites. Well, we got, actually, if you know what the chakra is, these are the colors, different stones of the chakra. Amethyst, pink quartz, lapis lazuli, citrine, obsidian on the bottom, hematite. Show it a little bit further away. All right. This one got a little damaged as far as the outside of it, but still works perfectly fine. This actually has metal sand on the bottom, and I'll show you that it's metal. Yep, there we go. There you go. Where is it? There you go. You see the magnet? So that's magnetized sand. You have the copper on top with the quartz crystal on top with the 2 layers of copper coils and kyphite stones. Let's see if you can get a better angle from there. go. All right. Now, for the two monsters, these I would sell between the two, one for 500 and one for 600. But this is my monster. See the size of this thing? It takes two hands. This thing weighs a good 15 pounds. It's quartz crystal on top with copper, then a row of amethyst with steel, then sodalite and aluminum, then there's malachite and brass. Then you see on the bottom, it's got several different types of, all different types of stones. This one took me about 2.5 days to make this one. And then last but not least, this one's the monster. This one took me a long time to make. It's got amethyst on the top with actual, that's again all copper, malachite, all designer, different types of metals, lapis lazuli. There is, on the bottom, all different designs. Let me see if I can get a picture from this direction. Unfortunately, with the light, it doesn't do it justice. Let me see if I can shine the light a little closer. But you can't really tell the colors on this thing, but it is actually a beautiful piece. And heavy as all, because this thing weighs a good 25 pounds easy. So, I don't have much time left, so, I mean, if anybody's interested, let me know, because I wasn't actually really thinking of selling them. It was one hell of a peaceful hobby for me to do. But, again, it's going to be, some people are not going to believe in this stuff, and that's fine. You know, just because you don't believe in something doesn't mean that it is not possible. But if you look up Wilhelm Reich, you'll see there were a lot of people that made inventions that can cure cancer and do all these things that are really good for man, but they destroy those things, and they make you pay for stuff like things to get you better. As far as illnesses are concerned, they make you have treatments instead of cures. I mean, Wilhelm Reich had so many inventions that if they would have actually allowed them to come to fruition, we would have electricity in each home for free without the use of copper wires. So I really hope people research things like this. But, oh, there was one more I forgot. This is actually, this took me a week to make. This is a chakra wand. It's good, really good for healing. It's got the quartz crystal on the top with a copper band, and then it goes through all 7 colors of different stones of the chakra. This thing, it was the first attempt to it, so, you know, there's some kind of resin chips here and there missing, but I mean, it's amazing. Like, basically, you take it and you kind of circle it around your hand, and you will actually feel the warmth. And again, you know, people are not going to believe this stuff. They're going to say it's crazy and stuff like that. But if you don't know anything about quartz crystals, for example, they do resonate, electrical energy. So it's not like it shoots lightning bolts or anything magic or anything, and it's not some Satan-worshipping stuff. So, anyway, a couple people asked about it, so I thought I'd make the video. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what the responses will be. If anybody's interested in any of them, let me know, because, like I said, I wasn't originally thinking of even selling them. I haven't sold any, but I would be more than happy to. But they are a little expensive, because if you know anything about these stones, and you know about resin, and it does take, each one takes an average of about 7 or 8 hours to make. So I've been doing this for a while, and now they're just all over my house. So, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave your message after the beep, and peace.